Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is L, and I'm going to be bringing you how to play defensive playstyle on Call of Duty Ghosts. No, this is not camping. I'm not going to be sitting in a corner the whole time. I'm going to be showing you how to set up yourself in an area where you can have a successful defensive playstyle and still do pretty well for yourself in Call of Duty Ghosts. So one of the key aspects in playing defensively successfully is finding an area that generates a lot of traffic, because you want to get a lot of kills still. Anyway, so what I generally like to do is find an area that has a lot of traffic and has a lot of cover, because I know that I'm not the creative shooter, but if I play tactically, I can still pick up those kills. The reason I play defensively though, and for the most part I think you guys should, is because playing super aggressively is very difficult in these maps because there's so many vantage points that you can get picked off from. And even though there's still the major traffic areas of right, middle, and center, there's so many vantage points like this building that you could take advantage of to play defensively, intersect traffic, pick up a lot of kills, and still do well. So right here, I wanted to pause it just to point out, look at my radar. Notice that all my teammates are on like the other side of the map. So what I decided to do is I turn around, and I'm going to go down into this area to my right. And the reason for that is because I know that if my teammates are all on the other side of the map, that there's most likely going to be enemies spawning on this side, and I don't want to be caught off guard with my back to the door. So what I do is, I make sure that it's kind of safe, and what I'm going to do is I notice that there's not very much traffic going through this right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out this room, make sure that it's safe for me to cross this bridge right here in a second, and I'm going to make sure that I'm safe, so that way when I go to the center, I'm not going to get picked off. So I notice that it's safe, so I'm going to go to this center area. And again, I noticed that there's not much traffic here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to, check around and see if there's any people. And unfortunately, there's actually a guy here, but unfortunately, my teammate picks up that kill. So back again, I go up into the building, checking my corners, making sure I'm like safe going into this building. And I'm going to go to this left side. And notice that there's actually a lot of activity on that left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get in on this action without getting killed. However, I'm impatient. I jump down, and I actually get picked off. Alright, so now that you've seen a bad example, I'm going to show you guys a good example. So right here, I'm actually going to go into this back area right here. And this back area actually works really well because if you notice, again on my radar, there's my teammates are all on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up here. And this actually has a nice amount of cover. It's a really nice place to hold out on. And overall, it's a really good spot to be. And right here, this is why I like having cover, because notice how I can just use that cover right there to pick off those guys. And that's why I said earlier that generally I like finding areas that have a lot of cover, especially, and like this area too. That area has a lot of cover, and you're gonna notice I'm gonna strafe in between the cover to make sure I pick up kills. And this area too has really good cover, so that's why I like generally dominating this back area, because it does have an outlet to the right, middle, and left. Route. So that's why I like having that. I like having that area because it's going to allow me to access all the main traffic areas while also being able to play defensively, because I have this. I have this area in the back behind me that I can't get flanked from. So I know where the main entrances are, and that's going to be in front of me and to my left. So what really helps is being able to to watch these areas and make sure that you can't get flanked. And this is generally why I like playing defensively, it's because it's very difficult to die relatively quickly, because there's going to be you're going to have a lot of ability to access a large amount of kill, or a decent amount of kills, without putting yourself at too much risk. Like right here, notice that I have that cover, and I'm using this cover to my advantage, and I know that I can't get flanked because I've checked the other side, and I know I'm not going to get flanked. However, what you're gonna notice is that you do leave yourself open a lot to spawning, because there's going to be some areas where people are going to spawn. And generally, what I like to do, or what I normally do, is I notice where the spawn points generally are, and I find an area that isn't like dominated by a spawn point, that is in the vicinity of a spawn point, so you still can get kills off of people spawning, but you're not going to die because some guy spawned behind you. That also is the reason why I have the area behind me. And what I find is the edge of the maps are your friend, especially when you're trying to find areas to play defensively on, and that's mostly because the edges of the maps are going to have some areas covered. So like I said earlier, this back area to my right, it really helps out because you can't get flanked from behind. So generally what you're going to try to do is, or what I try to do is, if I'm going to find an area to play defensively in, it's going to be on the edge of the map, and it's going to have a lot of cover, and it's also going to have access to the main right, left, center, traffic areas. So if you notice right now, I'm actually not getting as much traffic because my teammates are actually spawning on me. So I'm not going to get as much traffic, but I also don't want to force my way out of here because I know that there are still people, rushing the major routes. If I go out there, it could generally it may cost me my kill streaks, which I've already died once, but I don't want to die again because that's just annoying. I don't like dying. No, not many people like dying a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to stay in this general area, and fortunately, there's actually people that are going to be, rushing the spawn because they notice that my team's still mostly back here. And so they're going to still try to pick up kills, and they're going to try to rush us. And that's not something you want to do. You do not want to rush somebody that's really dug in. Right there, I got really lucky. And this last kill, I'm going to say, is going to be very lucky. My dog gets the kill. Anyway, guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share. If you guys want to see some more pro tips, I do have a playlist on my channel. Go check it out. Please like, subscribe, share. I know that I said that earlier. But please have a nice day, and God bless.